Help them provide child care and social services for San Diego families in need. Watch the San Diego Chargers take on the New York Jets. Football is on 10.
Should I be flattered that you personally attacked my men and left them for dead?
You ran Spinelli down in the street. Whatever you do to me, I will do back to you. Twice over.
I don't want the rim back.
I didn't know it came with a lie.
That's not a lie.
Don't.
What do you mean?
Don't, Sonny. Save your excuses. They don't change anything. Turns out our history wasn't enough to keep us together.
This wasn't some high school romance that we decided to relive. We found love. It was like brand new. But this time, we can have our happy ending.
Don't let yourself give in to the fear.
I don't know how to stop.
You tell yourself that Johnny is not going to die and you believe it.
You were not in that courtroom, Mom.
I know how afraid you must have been.
When I walked in, I couldn't touch Johnny. I couldn't talk to him, but I thought I could set him free. And then he stood up and he begged me not to say anything. And I knew that he was asking me not to confess, but everyone else thought he was telling me not to say that he killed Logan.
But you don't know what the jury thought.
I saw their faces. Johnny was just trying to help me, but instead he's making himself look more guilty.
Let me remind you, Ms. Zakari, you are still under oath.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll get right to the point, Miss Zakara. Did you see Logan Hayes die?
Yes, I did. I saw my brother John kill him.
She's lying, Rick. None of this ever happened. Get her off the stand.
Ms. Zakara, you say that you saw your brother kill Logan Hayes. Oh, why did you not mention this when you were previously on the stand?
Nobody asked me.
When did you meet Logan Hayes?
When he came to work for my father, back in March.
And again, what capacity was he employed by your father?
He was an attendant, a bodyguard / chair pusher. My father's paralyzed from the waist down, so Logan was with him constantly. He was in a position to provide useful information.
And did you ask Mr. Hayes to share this information with you?
I did more than ask. I was having sex with him.
Sorry, just to be clear, you were having a sexual relationship with Mr. Hayes?
Yes.
Was this an isolated incident?
No, I started having sex with him a week after he started working for my father, and I continued to have sex with him until he was no longer in our employment.
No, but this not romantic in any way, correct?
Not whatsoever. My father threw me out of the family business, and it's just not in my nature to shut up and go away. So I wanted inside access, and Logan was my key to that.
Did Mr. Hayes realize that you were using him?
Well, he didn't much care. He was using me, too. I mean, all he ever talked about was Lulu Spencer.
Objection, Your Honor.
I object, too. Are you going to allow this woman to expose lascivious and inappropriate behavior by that poor, misguided little girl?
Juror number 2, consider this your daily reminder to remain silent or be cited for contempt. Mr. Lansing. I will allow the testimony to continue, but please keep your client on point.
Yes, Your Honor. What was the context of Logan's repeated remarks about Lulu?
He was obsessed with her to the point of calling me by her name during sex.
And this disturb you at all? This preoccupation with Lulu?
Yeah. I thought it was creepy. I didn't like it. But as long as he was giving me the information that I wanted, I put up with it.
And when does Mr. Hayes stop giving you information?
When Lulu Spencer walked in on he and I having sex.
Oh, Spinelli, come on. You're supposed to take it easy.
Okay, well, the newly spleenless jackal may be physically unable to prevent you from leaving. Let there be no doubt. I protest your planned departure, and these flowers should reinforce the great regard I feel for my friend.
Obviously, you didn't pay close enough attention in court today. I am as big of a slut as Scott Baldwin said I was.
No, that's not true.
Spinelli, if Scott had asked me about Lucky, I would have had to tell the jury how I seduced him away from his wife and got him addicted to pain pills.
You have evolved since those regrettable events. The jackal credits your newfound ambition and your chosen career path in fashion, and if I may be so bold, our friendship.
Stop it. No matter how many excuses you make, I'm still gonna be a tramp and a user. I just feel like you would be better off without me.
You really should leave.
You are a successful woman, Kate. You're not some checker working back at Pritzy's in the old neighborhood whose only choice is to suck it up and go back to her, you know, cheating fiancé.
Yeah, that's my point.
You're hurt. I know that. And I'm sorry. And you think, you know, love is a mistake. That it's messy and, you know, and it's easier to just let it go instead of fighting for what you want. I know better. I know how happy you are when you're in love.
Do I look happy?
All right, look, I'm gonna give you as much time as you need to be hurt, to be angry, to tell yourself that we're over. Sooner or later, you're gonna know what I already know. That we should stay together.
When I send a message, I do it myself. I broke your guards' arms so they would never raise them against me again. I cracked their kneecaps to show them how nobody comes at me in my city! I left them alive so you'd get the message.
You've gone too far, Mr. Morgan.
No. You have. When you went after Spinelli, you touch him or anybody else under my protection, next person in the hospital will be you.
It will be a tragedy for this situation to escalate any further.
You should go now, too.
You can't charm your way out of this, Sonny. I'm not a dewy-eyed teenager who just folds when you flash your dimples.
Believe me, I take this very seriously.
No. You can't fix this by carving your initials in a fence. I put my heart on the line for you.
I know you did.
No, you don't. No, you don't know, and don't say that you do. I left a very successful position in Manhattan in order to be in Port Charles with you. I risked my reputation. Kate Howard, who never took her eye off the prize, was willing to risk it all to marry a gangster. I was willing to love you. I was willing to keep trying because I believed in you. And all the while I was planning this fantastic wedding, you and Carly had a secret.
No, we both made a mistake we wanted to bury.
No, I can't. I can't trust you. And if I can't trust you, then we have no future. So I want you to take your ring and your explanations, and I want you to leave.
So this is the part where I run out, horrified, as if I don't know what you're capable of. I'm not gonna pretend to be okay with it. But this is your life. It doesn't change how I feel about you.
It should.
I can separate who you are from the things you do.
Sorry. Like you want to know, Karpov made a call when he was leaving. From what I heard, it sounded like he was arranging to meet someone. Seemed like a good idea to put a tail on him. I just heard back from my guy.
It's good work. Let's go.
I can do it on my own.
No, I want to see what Karpov's up to myself.
You shouldn't be here. This is about to become a crime scene.
When you tell me that people who work here are causing problems, I expect you to take care of it.
I do things my way on my own time.
Take care of it, or I will.
I was having sex with Logan in the garden shed when Lulu walked in on us.
And what was Logan's reaction?
Objection, Your Honor.
Goes to the mindset of Mr. Hayes in the days leading up to his death.
Overruled. Continue, Mr. Lansing.
Ms. Zakara?
Logan was furious. He actually accused me of setting him up so that he would look bad in Lulu's eyes, which was completely irrational in the first place.
So he lost his temper?
Oh, he was scary. He didn't seem to care at all that Lulu was in love with my brother. You know, in fact, Logan was convinced, and he said that me and John were working together to sabotage his relationship with Lulu, and he was gonna make us pay. So I said, Johnny, you gotta use your influence with Dad. You gotta use your influence to get Logan fired. But before Johnny even had an opportunity, Logan attacked him at the Metro Court Hotel, so...
Your Honor, 4 witnesses and myself saw the defendant attack Logan Hayes.
I'm sorry, is that an objection?
Yes, it is.
Would counsel please approach the bench?
Do you think she's telling the truth?
I think she'd say anything to protect her brother.
Carry on.
So, Ms. Zakara, after the fight at the Metro Court Hotel, did Mr. Hayes remain in your father's employment?
My father fired him that night, which Logan somehow blamed on me as well. You know, here he was now with no job and no girlfriend, and it was my fault. But apparently he made one last desperate attempt to win her back by showing up at her office and hounding her there, but Lulu told him it's over. And he was angry, and he was bitter, and he blamed me. Logan, showed up at my apartment, and he was crazy. He was out of control, and he tried to kill me.
You know, I was thinking it's probably best that the truth about Carly came out now. That way there won't be any secrets.
Why don't you just admit it? Admit that you would have been perfectly happy if I had never found out that you and Carly had sex. We would have gotten married. I would have been completely oblivious. Meanwhile, you would pretend that you weren't living a lie.
That would have been the end of it, Kate.
Until the next time you were alone with Carly.
So you telling me that if the truth hadn't come out, You think I would have had sex with Carly again?
You wouldn't be the first husband.
You know me better than that.
I thought I did.
I don't love easily, and you know that. So you're telling me that everything that we have said to each other, everything that we have felt for each other is a lie?
Here, the doctor said you're supposed to take it easy.
My stress would be considerably less if you stayed.
Why do you want me here? Spinelli, you heard what I did to Logan. I feel like I did the same thing to you, even though Logan was a pig and you're a saint. Still, that doesn't matter. I always make the selfish choice, even when it comes to someone as wonderful as you are.
Jackal took no offense.
You're much too good a person to waste yourself on me.
No, please reconsider. It's human nature to harbor regret from time to time. After all, we are an imperfect species, but don't destroy all that is good and fair. As my wise granny says, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater.
What is wrong with you? Why don't you understand me? People who believe in me, they always wind up disappointed, or hurt and addicted to pain pills, or just plain angry and bitter, and I need to leave before I do that to you.
Regardless of your opinion of your own unworthiness, the truth is, you have been loyal and compassionate to the Jackal. His spirits have been uplifted by your angelic kindness. You've broadened my horizons and provided insight and advice.
But how many times have I pushed you into doing favors for me?
Well, it's true, the Jackal is incapable of refusing Maximista.
Then shame on me for taking advantage.
No. For every so-called favor, there are the many times that Maximista has quite literally saved the Jackal from the jaws of doom. If you think watching you bravely face your demons in a court of law could possibly change my high esteem for you, then you don't know me very well. I have never seen you more brave or more beautiful than you are today.
Logan had an axe that he got from one of those emergency fire cases. And he was hacking through my door, and I ran into the kitchen and grabbed a knife.
Did you consider calling 911?
I was just raised not to trust the police. I tried to call my father, but the battery was dead on my cell phone. I probably should have tried to run. I don't know.
Why didn't you?
I mean, there wasn't anywhere to go, you know? Where was it gonna go? I couldn't get around him. So I figured I could back him off with my knife, which was really stupid because he was really, really out of control. I mean, he was crazy. And he was screaming at me that it was my fault, that I was the reason that he lost Lulu.
It's okay. Take your time.
I tried to get around him. They just flung me off of him like a little rag doll. And the knife went flying out of my hands, and we struggled. I remember I was screaming for someone to help me, but, you know, he was too big. And so he just pinned me down, and he was going to rape me. I started to unbuckle his pants, and all of a sudden he got up and he turned around, and I realized that Johnny was there. And Logan grabbed the axe and he went running after my brother with it, and John didn't have time to even think. You know, he just picked up the knife, and as soon as he raised it up into the air, Logan came running straight at it. He impaled himself on the knife. Logan was going to rape and kill me. My brother John saved my life.
How reliable is your source?
Very. Karpov was here talking to another man. They were checking out the building.
Why does a guy like Karpov care about a free clinic?
All of our lives, it's just been me and my brother. We only had each other to count on. So John saved me, 'cause that's what he does. After I calmed down, John said that we were gonna call the police and then he was gonna get me to the hospital so I could get checked out. And I said no, I refused, and I insisted that we cover up what had just happened.
Your Honor, defense would like to enter into evidence Exhibit D. Sakara, could you tell the jury what this piece of paper is?
It is a list of all the people that I called to repair the broken door and replace the bloody carpet the morning after Logan Hayes died.
And you personally contacted these people?
I did.
And Ms. Sakara, why was it so important for you to cover up Logan Hayes' death?
Because I was afraid that this would happen. What is happening right now? That Scott Baldwin was going to try to railroad John. My brother's a good person. He saved my life. Please don't hurt him.
Your Honor,
Please don't hurt him.
she's talking to the jury.
Objection sustained. Ms. Zakara, I cannot allow you to address the jury. Please disregard the witness's last statement. Does defense wish to continue?
No, Your Honor. No further questions.
Mr. Baldwin, do you wish to redirect?
You bet I do. Other than that slip of paper allegedly naming some carpenter and some handyman, do you have any shred of evidence to back up your testimony whatsoever?
I don't know what else you want.
Any proof whatsoever other than some cooked up fairy tale to try and save your brother's life?
My brother saved my life.
Well, where's the physical evidence? Where is this door? Where's this axe? Where's this bloody carpet? Where the hell is the kitchen knife?
I destroyed them, all of them.
How convenient, wasn't it?
Your son was a murdering son of a bitch who tried to rape and kill me. Johnny saved me.
Your Honor, I'm done with this fabricator.
You may step down, Ms. Zakara. Mr. Lansing?
Yes, Your Honor. Before I call my next witness, I'd like to enter into evidence Exhibit E, Logan Hayes' military records, specifically an incident where Corporal Hayes stabbed another soldier in a fight over a girl.
Objection.
It speaks to a pattern of behavior, Your Honor. Logan Hayes had a history of violent jealousy and antisocial behavior.
Your Honor, he is putting the victim on trial.
This victim deserves it.
If the worst should happen, you will survive.
I'm not sure I'd want to.
I'm not telling you this to make you feel better. I'm telling you this because I know it to be true. When it feels like there's nothing left, it's love that sees you through. It feeds your soul. And it helps you to survive beyond what you thought was humanly possible.
Like you and Dad.
Yeah. We've been separated by time, distance, and now this illness. But I always found a way to go on because I knew that that's what Luke would want me to do. And I want that for him too. Do you remember, right before I got sick again, do you remember what I told you?
live life fully, the best life that I could.
Good girl. You're more of a survivor than you realize.
You are making a giant mistake. You think I'm perfect, but I am so far from it.
Like any great work of art, it is the absence of perfection, the contrast between light and dark that make it a real masterpiece.
You think that I'm a work of art?
Real art. Not like the one-dimensional perfection seen in the pages of Crimson. No disrespect to Maximisa's chosen career path, but you are so much more dynamic and complex than the smooth, boring women in the pages of Crimson. You have a special heart and soul.
Well, is there any mistake I can make that you can't forgive?
We learn from our mistakes. We grow from them, and of course we regret the pain that we cause, but it's that pain that allows us tolerance for others that are equally as flawed. Like me, for instance. So in all honesty, I would never ask Maximisa to be anything other than what she is right now.
Spinelli, you truly are the most wonderful person I've ever known.
Does that mean you'll change your mind and stay?
Like I could ever leave you.
I have work.
Okay, hold on. I got nothing else, to lose here, so I'm going to ask you a question. I just want you to answer it. Do you think I've been lying to you this whole time? Do you think I just wanted to marry you for your money or your status or?
Don't be ridiculous.
Well, you know me. Why would I pretend to be with someone I don't want to be with?
Well, you wouldn't.
Okay, answer this. You think I lied to you when I told you I loved you?
I believe that you love me.
Then all you gotta do is get past the pain, and I will be faithful to you for the rest of my life.
How am I supposed to believe that?
It may be one of the hardest things you ever do, but you gotta take that leap, because I swear to you, I will protect your heart just like I'll protect your life. All you gotta do is marry me. We can still do this. I mean, we can make it. Listen, all you gotta do is say yes.
Nurse.
By now, all of you know that Logan Hayes was my son. I didn't know him very well. And now I'm not going to get a chance to know him at all because of that man, the defendant. He killed Logan Hayes because he wanted Lulu Spencer all for himself. He lured Logan to his apartment, and then he stuck a knife in him. All of this garbage about a door and an axe, That is all fabrication, made up by his sister, because she wants to get him off. She knows that if he is convicted, because Logan Hayes was a police officer and a military man, the state is gonna ask for the death penalty.
The evidence speaks for itself. Logan Hayes' tainted military record, the testimonies of Maxie Jones, Claudia Zacchara, and many others proving that Logan Hayes was mentally unstable and violent. Logan Hayes hacked his way through the door of John Zacchara's home to attack the defendant's sister, the one person that he blamed for driving Lulu Spencer away from him. So what did John do? John acted in the moment, without thought for himself, to save his own sister's life. Now, his subsequent actions, including his escape from police custody, resulted in his overwhelming concern for his mentally unstable girlfriend, Lulu Spencer, who drove two men against one another, and who now drowns in guilt, knowing that she ignited the violent actions of Logan Hayes.
Members of the jury, you have now heard all the evidence and testimony related to this murder case. I caution you to deliberate with care. This is a death penalty case. A man's life is in your hands.
How did I ever manage without you?
I'm so sorry, honey. I wish that I could go back and
make up. No. You being here now means everything to me. You look tired, Mom.
It's been an exhausting day.
Well, okay, I'll walk you to your room.
No, don't do that. I know it unsettles you to watch me fall asleep. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I'll see you soon. I'm okay.
Okay.
Yes, I'm all right.
What happened at the trial?
Take it easy.
No, did you convince them that I was telling the truth about being the one who killed Logan?
Please, honey, just let me put this behind me so I can get on with my life.
Which life? The one where you put your walls up to keep the feelings out? That safe life that you were so happy to leave behind?
It's better than this pain.
Listen to me. Don't let a mistake, something that happened once, it's not gonna happen again, steal us from the life we planned together.
Kate, I'm so sorry. My testimony went longer than expected. Oh, okay. I brought Spinelli to help me fix that email problem, so we'll just go fix that now.
If I may offer my deepest condolences, Maximista shared the grievous news that your nuptials had been canceled due to Mr. Sir's transgressions with Valkyrie.
We never finished our conversation.
Yeah, I get a meeting with the city council.
Are you gonna let me in or make me do this in the hallway?
I'm trying to get permits. Diane set up this meeting with the city council member. If I blow him off, he's going to tank the whole project. So
Just admit you're running. You're afraid to talk to me.
I'm sick of hurting you. Telling you no, I can't. Can't make you happy.
Well, it's for me to decide, not you.
I mean, it would work for a little while. But sooner or later, someone you love will get hurt, or I'm going to do something that you cannot live with.
I accept that we don't have a future. But we do have right now. That's all I'm asking.
Matt! Matt, wake up! Matt, you gotta wake up. Come on.
I didn't even need to testify because Claudia took the stand instead.
Claudia, what could she say? She didn't come in until after Logan was
No,
dead.
she testified that Logan broke into the penthouse and tried to rape and murder her, but that John came in at the last minute to save her.
She made the whole thing up?
I didn't believe a word that came out of her mouth, but that's some of the most convincing testimony I've ever heard. Love her or hate her, Claudia may have saved John's life.
Hey.
Hey.
You okay? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, Johnny. I don't want to talk about it, okay?
No one ever did for me what you did today. No one's ever fought for me like that. And no matter what happens, I want you to know that I love you.
I love you. I love you, John. I think you're the only person I could ever love. I had to do that for you. You know? I just hope it was enough.
You heard Baldwin's closing argument, all that crap about his son, the big hero. He had the jury eating out of his hands.
Tony, you gotta stay calm, or you're gonna blow this thing right out of the water.
At least Claudia stepped up. That girl can lie like no one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Makes her father proud.
She gave the jury something concrete, turned things around. They got something to work with now.
Well, folks, we can make this short and sweet. There is no guiltier man than John Zacchara.
What was the poor boy to do? His sister had just been attacked.
If I saw my sister about to be raped, and there was a knife in the room, I know damn well that I'd use it.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now, the first thing we need to do is choose a jury foreperson.
Who here feels qualified to lead us?
We're having a private conversation.
Yeah, Mr. Sears, trying to persuade the fashionista to forgive his dalliance, then...
Okay, Maxie, we won't be needing Mr. Spinelli's assistance today. You can hold all my calls. Please close the door.
Okay.
Kate, look at me. Look, do not let what just happened here derail us.
No, it's good. It's good they showed up. I was about to give in, and I know I'd regret it.
No, you won't. We deserve to be happy. We can be happy. I will not give up on us.
What if I said that I would forgive you? Hmm? What would happen to us if I said that I would marry you?
You don't know how I've tried to talk myself out of this, but it never works. So all I see is you.
How I dealt with Karpov. The things you heard me say, that's who I am. All the times I got shot and you had to nurse me back to health, I was shooting at people who were shooting at me, and sometimes they died. I chose a life where being able to kill is a measure of success. I choose to break the law. I had a chance to run away with you and the kids, and I chose to stay. What part of that makes you love me?
I can't explain it. It's not logical. It's why it's love.
Maybe this time the fates will be kind to us.
Richie?
She's been playing games for months.
Ryan doesn't love you. He loves me.
And he tricked you into having a child.
If it wasn't for her, Ryan would still love me.
She has a plan. I know that she does.
This week,
I'm gonna kill Greenlee.
Annie gets her gun.